Sending positive vibes into the world is your girl, DJ K, also known as Care Too Much For You. And I'm here to tell you about an app called Anchor. It's the easiest way to make podcasts. Let me explain. It's free. There's creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. Anchor will distribute your podcast for you so it can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and iTunes, and many more. You can make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. It's everything you need to make a podcast in one place. So, what are you waiting for? Download that app. That's anchor.fm to get started. And then again, also, I am DJ K, also known as Carry Too Much For You, podcast host of Music Notes. And you can check me out on here and also on the other sister stations. Thank you. Sending positive vibes into the world. It's your girl, DJ K, also known as Care Too Much For You. And this is Music Notes. And today's episode would be following up the last part, which was the first part of this episode of I Can't Cover Them All. And a little peep into musical history. And in this episode, I covered Imagine by John Lennon, Time After Time by Cyndi Lauper, Close to You by the Carpenters, At Your Best by the Isley Brothers, The Way You Make Me Feel by Paul Albert Inca. I think I said that right. Yeah, Paul Albert Inca. So, with that being said, here we go. Sending positive vibes into the world is your girl, DJ K, also known as Carry Too Much For You, and you're listening to Music Notes, where we cover various songs from the past. We talk about the history, a little bitty tidbits of, fun facts of things you didn't know about particular songs that have been covered over the years by our beloved celebrity singers, actors, movies, blah, 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 blah. You know all the good stuff. So, thank you for listening. And with that being said, here we are. I Can't Cover Them All, part 2, the background. In order in which I covered the songs in the episode, the first song on the list is John Lennon, Imagine. And the funny little history on that is he had just bought a new piano and he spray painted it white for his wife, Yoko Ono. Soon afterwards, he wrote Imagine on it. Imagine was inspired heavily by Ono, who used the word in many of her 1960s conceptual artworks. Imagine was written in the early 1971, strange time in John Lennon's career. Barely a year after the split of the Beatles, Paul McCartney had just filed a lawsuit to dissolve the band's constructional partnership. Lennon had just bought a new piano. And boom, there you go. Imagine was created. Interesting. Second song on the list is Time After Time by Cyndi Lauper. Now, this fun little tidbit is Cyndi Lauper didn't plan to write Time After Time at all. The New York raised singer had already left the recording studio after she thought completing her first solo album, She's So Unusual, released in 1983. It went on to produce 4 top 5 singles and a Grammy in 1984 for the Best New Artist. But after many of that, Lopper's producer reckoned the album was coming in one number short, and could she please turn in another track? And boom, there you go. The track that she ended up turning in was Time After Time. And yeah. The next song on this list, this was fun doing, was Close to You by the Carpenters. Richard Chamberlain sang the background. The song was first recorded by Richard Chamberlain and released as a single in 1963 as They Long to Be Close to You. Close to You is the second studio album by American duo The Carpenters, released in August 1917. In 2003, the album was ranked number 175 on Rolling Stone's magazine list of the 500 greatest albums of all time. Maintaining the ranking in a 2012 revised list, the album contains the hit single They Long to Be Close to You and We've Only Just Begun. The former was the duo's song that gained the Carpenters an international reputation for a decade. The album topped the Canadian albums charts and peaked at number 2 on the U.S. Billboard Albums chart. It was also successful in the United Kingdom, entering the top 50 of the official chart for 76 weeks during the first half of the 1970s. Wow, that's exceptional there, I must say. Oldie but still a goodie, At Your Best by the Isley Brothers. At Your Best, You Are Love is a song by the Isley Brothers originally recorded in 1976. It was originally dedicated to their mother. Then, 18 years later, the song was covered by American singer Aaliyah for her debut studio album, Age Ain't Nothing But a Number. Released as the album's second single, it peaked at number 6 on the U.S. Billboard Hot 100 and number 2 on the R&B singles charts. It also peaked at number 27 on the UK singles chart and number 4 on the Tokyo Hit 100 chart in Japan. The song was certified gold single by RIAA on October 25th, 1994. In 2010, Canadian rapper Drake sampled Aaliyah's version of the song in his Unforgettable. 4 years later, singer Tamara Braxton sampled this song for her single Let Me Know, featuring Future. In 2017, Seven Streeter used an interpretation of the song for her hit Before I Do, the lead single from her album Girl Interrupted remix. The song became a hit based on the remix versions Aaliyah cut with R. Kelly, featured on the song chanting, "This is for the steppers," and earlier saying, "1, 2, check up, baby, let them know what's up," before Aaliyah began singing. Music videos was shot back to back with R. Kelly's Summer Bunnies and were both released in fall of 1994. The music video was directed by Millicent Shelton. So the music video is for the remix, not the original. And R. Kelly, who produced the songs, is in the video also. Wow, that was fun. A lot of people covered that one. Pretty good amount, I must say. Last but not least, The Way You Make Me Feel. Paul Albert Inca is a Canadian-American singer, songwriter, and actor. Inca became famous with his songs like Diana, Lonely Boy, Put Your Head on My Shoulder, and You're Having My Baby. He wrote such well-known music as the theme for The Tonight Show starring Johnny Carson and one of Tom Jones' biggest hits, She's a Lady. He also wrote the English lyrics to Claudia Francesca and Jackie Revue's music for Frank Sinatra's signature song, My Way, which has been recorded by many, including Elvis Presley. In 1983, he co-wrote the song I Never Heard with Michael Jackson. It was retitled and released in 2009 under the title This Is It. An additional song that Jackson co-wrote with Inca from the 1983 session, Love Never Felt So Good, was released in 2014 on Jackson's posthumous album Escape. The song was also released by Johnny Mathis in 1984. So there you go. That concludes our little musical history here with Music Notes. You could be listening to anyone else in the world, but you're listening to me, and that means a lot. And I want to say thank you. So with that being said, peace, love, and hair grease.